Well, how's it going, subscribers? How's it going, new viewers? I'm Ion Prime, and today looking at, tomorrow's Nintendo Direct, and we got some more details about Final Fantasy VII Revelation. And in today's edition of Why It's in My Collection, I'm going to go over 5 of my favorite PlayStation 4 games that I have in my collection. And there's actually a couple of, you can call them quote-unquote indie titles in the 3, actually, kind of, sort of. Anyway, we'll talk about that, my 5 favorite PlayStation 4 games coming up in today's video. But first up, we're going to talk about Nintendo. Announced this morning they will have a big Nintendo Direct coming up tomorrow morning. 9 a.m. Central Time is when it will air. Central Time is the time zone I'm in. It's going to be about 50 minutes long, so this is going to be a pretty extensive Direct. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of announcements. I would hope we're going to see a couple of surprises. I know there's that rumored Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time game. Maybe we'll see that. We'll see. I think it'd be kind of cool if maybe the next new Legend of Zelda game was announced. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that would be kind of cool. And I would hope that they maybe go in a different direction of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going to be completely honest, and I know fans of those games are not going to like me, but neither one of those games clicked with me. I couldn't play them for very long. I think I played about 15 to 20 hours of Breath of the Wild, and it just, I just couldn't do it. So I'm assuming a lot of that carried over into Tears of the Kingdom, so I don't think I would enjoy that either. So hopefully, if we do get a new Zelda game, I hope there's kind of a different direction than what they've done with Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know what kind of direction you would go in, though, because if you did kind of the top-down, it would look too old school, but I wouldn't actually mind them going back to maybe doing some kind of top-down with, not necessarily the kiddie graphics of the remake, the Game Boy remake on Switch, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we get a new Zelda announcement during this particular Direct. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe get the reveal of the next Mario game. That would be kind of interesting. And I wouldn't mind if they announce a port of Super Mario Brothers Wii to the Switch. I know we have the Wii U version, but I would like to see the Wii version ported over to a Switch, because I really enjoyed that version on the Nintendo Wii. Star Fox, so I'm sure we'll get some more information about that too as well, because of that game coming out at the end of this month. But all will be revealed tomorrow morning, and I'll be talking about all of the announcements during the Nintendo Direct coming up tomorrow afternoon. Well, Final Fantasy VII Revelation, that has been the announcement of the entire weekend for me. Obviously, we had State of Play last Tuesday. We had a Summer Game Fest on Friday. We had the Xbox Showcase yesterday. And now we got the Direct coming up tomorrow. So we're definitely in that, what they call the E3, not E3 time. So we're definitely going to be getting a lot of announcements. But Final Fantasy VII Revelation, the announcement for me for the entire weekend. And I'm so much looking forward to that game. Spring of next year when it's coming out. And there's been some other details that weren't necessarily mentioned in Summer Game Fest, but in some interviews that the director had after that reveal. And some other details revealed is that the Highwind is going to be available early in the game, which is really cool. We can actually go back to Midgar and explore in the city, which is just awesome. But you get to explore the entire world once you get the Highwind. Wutai going to be much bigger than the original Final Fantasy VII, which is cool. We'll get to visit Rocket Town, so folks, don't worry, we'll get to do that. Maybe we'll get to go back into space. I think that'd be kind of cool too. We'll get to go underwater just like we did in the original. Our choices will take us in some different paths, but there will be a singular ending. So we're not going to have multiple endings to this game, which I think is absolutely fantastic. We need just one ending for this game. Zack will have a bigger role in Revelation, which is really cool compared to what he had in Rebirth. And I think we need that, because having him has definitely kind of confused a lot of people. So maybe this will finally wrap up why he is a part of this series. You can switch between Vincent's human and beast form easily, which is cool. Knights of the Round Summon is going to be available in this game, which I think that'll be absolutely spectacular to get to see. So the Tifa and Scarlet slap fight. Remember we had that in the original Final Fantasy VII. This will be in Revelation. It'll be as a mini game though, so that might be kind of disappointing, but at the same time might be kind of fun. So we'll see how that work out. Now there's a ton more details to sift through, and I've got all that down in the description below. All right, so my next 3 news stories, these are going to be about some other announcements that we've had over the weekend, over the last few days. And this is more about the different editions of these games that you'll be able to get, because there is some cool stuff in each one of these different editions, and there's several different editions of these games. So first up, we're going to talk about Persona 4 Revival coming out on February 18th. Now, the standard edition is $70. There's an Amazon edition that comes with 4 double-sided cards that available on Amazon, just like I said, Amazon edition, but that comes with the 4 double-sided cards with that for $70. There's a digital deluxe edition that will be $85. There's a digital premium edition for $100, and then a collector's edition for $250. And that will include an art book, a steel book, keycaps and keychain, protagonist and Izangi statue, costume set, Persona set, and there'll be a music set as well. And there's music from Persona 3 and Persona 5 will be included in that collector's edition for $250. But there's a lot to sift through as far as what's available in each one of the different editions, because each one does have some different stuff. Some of it is the same, but yeah, it can be kind of confusing if you don't put it all into one place, and I've got all that down in the description below. Next up is one of my most anticipated games of this year, Castlevania Belmont's Curse. I cannot wait for this game to come out. October 15th is the official release date on it. Now, it is co-developed by Konami, Evil Empire, and Motion Twin. And you get to play as Rose Belmont. She is the daughter of Trevor Belmont, and it takes place 23 years after Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. Of course, we had that on the original Nintendo. Now, there's the standard version, which is $40, and then there's a Midnight Edition. And if you get the physical version, it comes with the Steelbook, comes with a Rose Belmont tarot card. That's if you get the physical edition. If you get the digital edition, you get the costumes, digital soundtrack, and art book, which those come with the physical Midnight Edition as well. As far as pricing on that Midnight Edition, it was a little confusing when I was looking at it, because it pretty much said that the Midnight Edition was $40, but I would think that's probably a little bit more. So I'll keep an eye on that, and when they update those details, then I'll pass all of that down to you. But I would definitely love to get that Midnight Edition, even if it's $10 or $20 more. And Halo Campaign Evolved. We got the release date over the weekend during Xbox's showcase on Sunday. July 28th is when it's coming out. I've never owned an Xbox, so I've never played Halo. And I know the Xbox people gasping right now, but no, I've never played a Halo game. But it is coming out on PlayStation 5. They're not backtracking on making a PS5 version, unlike Gears of War E-Day. I believe that had a PS5 version, but I think they decided the 0 hour to not have a PS5 version. But yeah, again, July 28th is coming out. There's a standard edition, which is $50. There's a premium edition for $70, and that will have 5-day early access. It'll have an Alpha Halo Armory Pack, digital story and art collection, a digital art book, and a digital game manual. And then there's a collector's edition that's at $200 that basically has everything that I mentioned above, but has a 12-inch Master Chief statue, an LED Cortana chip, a steelbook, and then a concept art print, and then the digital manual that I mentioned, it will actually be in physical form for that collector's edition, which I just think could be kind of cool. Again, it's $200, so if you are a big Halo person, that $200 collector's edition may be what you want to get. But again, coming out on July 28th, and I might pick it up just so I can finally see what Halo is all about, even though that is the first one, and I know there's 6 different Halo games out there, but I may check it out. So we'll see. All right, so time now to get into why it's in my collection. And today looking at 5 of my favorite PlayStation 4 games. And a couple of these are indie titles that did very well. Actually, you can almost say 3 indie titles, even though this game series has been around for quite a while. But let me start off with the major games first. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. This is definitely one of my favorite RPGs on the PlayStation 4. Of course, this was on other platforms as well. But yeah, a lot of great content in this game. A very long game, which is fine. It doesn't. Not a lot of padding. I think that's the best way to describe it. So when you're playing this game and you're playing the story, you definitely you're definitely playing the version of the game that you need to play, not with just a bunch of fluff and a bunch of extra in it. But yeah, pretty cool. Came with a few extras in it as well, which is nice. It got reversible cover art on this as well, but definitely a very fun game. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age. And of course, an exclusive to PlayStation, which obviously was a favorite of many folks and was a favorite of mine as well, but Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man was absolutely awesome. Played through it. I would say my only complaint about the game is maybe the ending was a little abrupt. But other than that, it was a fantastic game. Absolutely loved it. That fight against Kingpin, that was definitely an interesting fight for me. But the reverse cover art for this game is pretty cool as well. Let me pull that out real quick just to show you if you haven't seen the reverse cover art in it. But yeah, Spider-Man, definitely a fantastic game for PlayStation 4. I have played the Spider-Man 2 on the PS5, but I don't know, for some reason I had to put it down for a little bit because the combat just was not clicking with me for some reason. But yeah, the reverse cover art here on Spider-Man on PlayStation 4, really cool. But yeah, the combat just wasn't clicking with me in Spider-Man 2, and I'm not sure why, because it was pretty much the same or pretty similar to the original Spider-Man. So I don't know. I will eventually revisit though and kind of get through it. Next up was one of the indie titles that was on the PlayStation 4. There was a lot of great independent games that were released on the PlayStation 4, and this was definitely one of them. Bloodstain, Ritual of the Night. This, of course, from the original creator of Castlevania, and then this is a really, really cool game to get released and to have out. I completed it, 100% of the map I finished in this game. Oh, it was just absolutely fantastic. Loved every minute of it. And then they had the 8-bit versions as well. I got both of those. I have not completed both of those, but I do have them and did enjoy playing them a whole lot. Next up, I guess you can kind of halfway call this an independent title, but this is a franchise that has been around for a long time. But Streets of Rage 4. Absolutely loved getting this game. Now, I got the collector's edition from Limited Run Games, which is how I have the Steelbook version here. But that collector's edition from Limited Run definitely had some great stuff in it. I didn't like the fact that it took almost a year to come in, but it was a great game. Absolutely loved it. Loved the manual that came with it from Limited Run, which is really awesome. The Steelbook looks really good. But Streets of Rage 4 was a fantastic game, and it was again, it can be kind of considered an indie title on the PlayStation 4, even though that franchise has been around for so long. And my final game as far as my favorite PlayStation 4 games, and again, this is another one that I ordered from a Limited Run, and I just got the standard version on this one, but that would be Blasphemous. Blasphemous is a great 2D platformer, Metroidvania, actually. A fantastic game. I absolutely loved the combat in it. Definitely a very brutal game, but it had its difficulty moments, but once you got to, once you kind of got into the game and you kind of started discovering stuff, that difficulty kind of lessened in the game. So definitely a lot of fun. Blasphemous, a great game for the PlayStation 4. Well, I'm Ion Prime, folks. Thank you so much for watching today. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you want to get some more details about anything that I've talked about today, all of that will be down in the description below, so be sure to visit those sources and get more details. Let's see, if you want to talk about anything that I talked about today, do that in the comments section. Would love to hear your comments. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you don't. I don't mind if you dislike the video at all. That is perfectly okay to do. And folks, keep your controllers charged, and I'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be talking all about tomorrow morning's Nintendo Direct tomorrow afternoon. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.